Let's talk toys.
What's up, all you rockin' dudes and dudettes? ToyShiz here, and I had the privilege this past weekend to attend the D23 Expo 2019. Thank you to Disney for having me out to cover the event. I actually had a really nice time. I didn't really know what to expect. There was a lot of different stuff. There was Marvel, Star Wars, all the Disney brands that you know. I particularly love this Spider-Man meme right there going on. But they had a lot of cool things. You know, for Star Wars, I attended a panel that was primarily dealing with upcoming Disney park events and redesigns and everything. So one of them being Magic Happens, which is basically a new electrical light parade, so to speak. It's going to be one of the largest they've ever done, incorporating a lot of Disney properties. You got Moana, and then you also have Coco, which I'm really stoked about because I really, really like that movie. And then a lot of the other ones that, of course, that you're going to know. But that's going to be coming soon, actually next year. And they got some Todrick Hall. I don't really know the musician himself, but he's going to be creating all the new music. They're going to have some new rides at different Disney parks. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which actually looks really cute. It looks nice. It should be awesome, I would think. I mean, usually the rides at Disneyland are all pretty great, but it's going to take over kind of like the California Adventure they're going to be installing. So this will be a new upcoming ride, which again looks great inside. This is all concept art and everything, but you know how Disney is always really good about rides, I will say. You know, a lot of the business practices are kind of, we'll see here and there, but the rides are always a pretty good, sure thing, and so I'm excited. I'm always excited for a new ride. Over at Hong Kong Disney, they're going to have the Castle of Magical Dreams, and it's a giant castle, 13 different princesses all combined. They're going to have a Frozen-themed ride. Of course, Frozen is blowing up, as usual. They got a sequel coming out very soon. And it's going to take part with one of the characters that is the shopkeep, and you get to ride around on his log adventure ride, and that looks pretty cool. Cirque du Soleil is teaming up with Disney and Disney Imagineering. They actually had some really cool ideas. It's going to be a whole Cirque du Soleil story that takes place about an animator and his daughter and sending her out in the world. Think Roger Rabbit combined with cartoons and the whole Cirque du Soleil thing. So I loved Cirque du Soleil. I loved seeing pretty much every single one of their shows, so I'm excited to see that. Target was there, which I like laughed out loud. That was hilarious. He had the CEO, and very nice guy, very informational. I particularly love this photo right here because he's showing, yeah, our clerks are always happy to help. Not the toy section, but they're announcing a new Disney store at Target. So there's a Disney store that's physically going to be in 25 selected Targets, with 25 hitting by next October. It's going to be a big interactive setup. And then they brought the actual Target dog out, which the whole crowd went nuts. A lot of you, when I posted this, you're like saying, "Oh, hey, PETA, like what? The dog is fine. Don't be going there. The dog has existed on commercials for years and years." I was just joking around. Like, to see the dog up close, that was really cool. And he was a very cute little dog that they had going on. And they actually handed out gift cards to everybody. Everybody you got a $10 gift card. One of them had a $2,300 card on there. I did not win that, unfortunately. But they also gave you a really cool new pin inside little package for the new Avengers Campus. So it's, teases, it says 2020. I had originally posted fall because they had said fall, but it looks to be like a summer-fall kind of initiative when these Avengers Campuses will start showing up at various Disney parks. And one of the rides they announced was the Disney Webs, and it's a Spider-Man ride. It's the first ever actual Spider-Man ride, and that's pretty awesome. I mean, I have high hopes for it. The storyline is that Spider-Man is on display kind of like a World's Fair thing, and he's got his little spider cars, and you're going to be whisked away while trying to help Spidey prevent his little spider bots that go haywire, and you can actual web thwip, and they're promising all that. Really like the whole concept art right there. Got a nice Spider-Man pose going on. And then they also teased, they said it in a way, it's a Doctor Strange, it's like a secret California Sanctum Sanctorum, and you get to explore that. And mostly all the Marvel characters, from Loki to Thor to Gamora to the Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to be walking around this giant theme park that they're building, well, like land, think Star Wars land, but it's going to be Marvel land. And they did tease this one photo, and they actually said the Avengers will have to fight one of their worst foes ever, and that is all they said. And for me, they kind of look like Annihilus or something. I'm not too familiar, so I mean, don't know. I don't know who these characters, these winged creatures are. So if you know, let me know in the comments below. But they didn't say anything other than that, which I thought was pretty interesting. And they kind of made it a point. They were just like being very mysterious about it. Epcot, if you've ever been to Epcot, I went there when I was a younger kid. They actually, I guess they morphed Epcot, the words, into this symbol. So I'm thinking this is going to be the new Epcot symbol. But they are going to be planning a huge overhaul to Epcot itself. They're going to be changing a lot of things, leaving a lot of things intact, like Spaceship Earth. But Epcot is kind of, it's boring. You know, and it's exciting when you go there. I think it's more of like an adult thing. It's not a lot of kids things, but they're going to be incorporating a lot more Marvel stuff, Star Wars, the Disney brand, whereas opposed it's just kind of been like science and technology, like a World's Fair, so to speak. But this was really nice and sweet. They're going to be installing a brand new statue of Walt Disney there. I thought that was really, really nice. They're going to be incorporating a lot of color, a lot of new redesigned elements to Epcot, a lot more stores to buy things, restaurants, especially in like the French Quarter. Things just look up and up. And I hope that it succeeds because this is a big one. They announced a Guardians of the Galaxy type area, like a world, and you're going to go from Xantar to Earth and back and forth and everything. And that looked really cool. A ride, shops, probably a restaurant. I believe that's what they said. It's going to be called Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's the Cosmic Rewind. And I have high hopes for this. I think it's going to do great. The one in Anaheim does well, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy, so you really can't go wrong there. They announced a new app. It's called the Disney Genie, which will launch more towards fall of next year. It's an all-inclusive app. It can book stuff for you, foodies. It'll lay out an adventure for you, restaurants, fast passes, all that. Star Wars, a brand new Star Wars, I guess you would say hotel. It's called the Galactic Star Cruiser. It's a 2-night interactive, fully immersive Star Wars themed hotel that boards you aboard this Chandrila Star Line. It's called the Halcyon. It's this giant starship. So you're enacting that you're going to go on this mega starship. They teased that, you know, the hotel rooms when you stay, it's all looking into space. So you're fully immersed into this story. Kids and adults, they're going to start taking reservations as early as next year. I don't know about this. It doesn't sound very relaxing. It sounds like you're in the middle of a show. So I don't know if it's vacation quality. Rooms are going to start for 5 people at $3,300 a night, which is, that's a lot of money. But hey, if you're a big Star Wars nerd, you might like this. The First Order is going to show up. You got to train to fight them. You can change the outlook of your story. It's very interactive. That's what they're promising, a very cool interactive Star Wars setup. Went over to the Disney store they had set up at D23. I found a brand new 90s Spider-Man t-shirt. Was going to buy it till I found out it's $40. But it's a nice looking screen print, but it's $40. They had this really cool Elite style series set of droids. They had 2 sets. It was a D23 exclusive industrial automation, 3 droids in each set. They were $90 a piece. Really cool, but again, they're Elite style. They're about 5.5 inches tall. Kind of a little bit too big for Black Series. As you can see, I was kind of measuring it with my hand, but yeah, they looked really cool. The girl was really nice. Showed them off to me. They had this really cool Marvel Legends old and new. They had some Funko Pops thrown in there as well. They had ToyShiz, Hasbro. Very cool. Nothing really in particular, just to show off the Marvel 80th. They had the Sith Trooper. Now, Hasbro had told me that they were going to have a exclusive repackaged SDCC Sith Trooper to purchase at the Disney store. And while I haven't figured out exactly what happened, basically they never received the shipment, so this figure was not at D23 whatsoever. Went over to the Marvel Studios booth. That was pretty cool. They had some big screens going on. A lot of people just watching clips. They were all shocked and amazed, I guess, to see the large movies that they usually watch on theater, just on a different screen. They had stars show up. They had costumes on display. Very cool, interactive. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's not something you have never seen before. It was okay. They had this really cool Spider-Man balloon set up, and I thought that was rad until I saw the Rocket Raccoon, which looked like the stuff of nightmares. Not to knock their design, but I mean, it was kind of scary. This was one of the best costumes I've seen. That's the guy from Up. They did a great job. All in all, I did have a really nice time. Started off a little bit rocky, just kind of figuring out how to get to panels and into panels and everything else. But for the most part, I really feel like they did a good job. A lot of things could be improved. Maybe just an understanding of where events are taking place. Things can be purchased, you know what I mean? It's just, Just needs a little fine tuning, and I think D23, it's a pretty solid convention. So I think if you ever get a chance to go, definitely go and check it out. This again is that big Marvel Legends setup, and no, the the lockjaw is not a reveal. It's just an old STCC 3.75-inch scale one. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about these particular reveals. I will have a video showcasing all of the Iron Studios and a lot of the toys that were at D23, so that'll be a separate video I'm going to do. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about all these upcoming rides and attractions and Marvel Land, the Star Wars Halcyon Galactic Adventure Cruiser, all that great stuff. It's a lot to take in, but once you kind of get your bearings, your footing, D23 was pretty navigable after a while. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, get ready for my Iron Studios video. They had some amazing stuff on display. It blew my mind. Best stuff I saw there. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.